Welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop. Today's video is partly in two parts. You can see from the description, I'm upgrading my mini disc recording setup, which is in the workshop. And to do that, I've bought this Discman. I bought this a very specific one in order to let me do better recordings. So the first part of the video is I'm going to briefly go through my setup as it is now and show you why I'm choosing to make an upgrade, why I've chosen this particular Discman player, because there's a reason for it. Then we're going to do a cleanup on this, and then we'll do the final setup on the bench at the minute. If you're on the Facebook page or the YouTube channel for a while, you know my physical media, so cassette players, mini disc players, I like to use them on the commute. This is not used for the commute. This is purely to allow me to record easier. Again, I'll just go through that in a minute. Add to that, I've just received a load of mini discs, which I can show you as well. So let's get over to the bench where my recording setup is. I'll just go through that. So this is my current recording setup I have in the workshop. I record in here when I'm working sometimes. So I have a Technics CD Walkman to play through. That goes through the phono port into the Sharp MD MT16 recorder. That then goes through and into my original boombox I got when I was a kid and I refurbed a while ago, so I can listen to what's recording. This is not a bad setup. The problem I've got is because I'm using the analog signal from the phono port, it means I have to balance the recordings from this into this and then through here. And that's not so bad, but I do get some crashing at the top end, particularly with bass. Part of the reason that is you can set the bass levels on this, you can set the bass levels on what's recording on this, but then I also have the graphic equalizer that's set on this. So what I hear through here isn't necessarily the same as this recording and this is sending, so I never get a clean signal coming through. Aware that this has a optical in on it to like to record, I did think I have a big stack system in the house. I thought that Sony big system would have had an optical out, and it doesn't. So I was fine with this, and then I watched Techmoan at the weekend, and he was doing something to do with text transfer from CD to mini disc players to transfer the titles across, and he had a CD Walkman with a optical out, and I didn't think these existed, and so I went for looking, and I picked up this one, which is a Sony CD Walkman EJ725. On the side of it, it has an optical out on it, so this will be cleaned up and this will replace that, which means I can go an optical link directly from here to that, which means I get the best sound quality, the best recording, because it's a direct digital copy. So that's the plan, is this to be replaced. Add to that, I could potentially use this to go out with, because it's got a G jog proof on this. This doesn't. This is, to be honest with you, this one's useless. Looks fantastic. Always wanted some Technics gear. There's no shock protection on this, which means if you're walking out with it in your pocket, it's a pain. It doesn't work. So again, this will just get put into storage. So first job is to give this a clean. It's in fairly good nick, just needs to tidy up, I think. Just a wipe over and a clean up, and then we'll get an optical cable out and then hook the whole thing up, and hopefully it means some easier recordings. So let's get this cleaned up. Oh, I did mention that I record. The reason for this is I've got a load of blank discs, mini discs that arrived, and it was these ones. I had 2 cases of these, and they're all dated from around 2008. And I've been through them. Don't know if the old Grey Horse is a pub or whether it's a jazz band, but they seem to be jazz and blues recording from live concerts or live events that whoever was using these was recording. But I picked up, I think it was 24 of these for about £1 each, including these absolutely lovely, amazing Sony carry cases. So I've got a lot of recording I want to get done. I've got a lot of the blank ones as well, so this is going to help with that. So let's get on with cleaning that. Okay, so I've got this on the bench. It's in fairly reasonable nick. It has been used. You can see some scuffs on the front. We'll see if we can sort those. There's some wear on the edges where the paint's worn off. Generally, it's in really nice condition. There's no green fuzz on the contacts in the bed, no corrosion. I've had it working, it looks absolutely fine. It's just, so this is just a clean up of the inside and outside. The inside reasonably clean. So we're going to start with the outside and then move to the inside. I think we'll try and get some brass on it, but we'll do that in a second. So first job. Okay, let's get this thing settled properly. Let's get these little rascals out. I'm just going to move over a little bit better so you can see. Just adjust this down. So we've got a flame in there, blank disc with a record. We've taken that out because that's the in onto this, and this is running fine, so we are going to stop. Okay, so unfortunately I have a few mini disc players knocking about, and I'm just going to try this one. I've literally just plugged in the fibre optic in, the optical in, and the power onto it to see if this goes out. I have quite a few knocking about, fortunately. I'm just going to try it with this now. So if I was to record, sync it, didn't sync, sync started, and press play. Oh, it's already playing on here, so it's already picked up on it. And then pause it. Right. Yep, this one. It's a shame, I really like this one. This doesn't have, this one seems to have a dodgy optical in on it, so that's no good. So that'll go into the parts bin with some others. And this one will now live on here as a recording device. And then again, I've got a few others knocking around as well. This will live in here permanently now, which is great. So yeah, that is now the new recording setup, all optical. So a bit of a tidy up. Obviously there was more of a change in recording equipment than I thought there was going to be. Obviously you've got the Sony EJ725 CD player. This has an optical out on it. That's now connected up to a Sharp 701. The original one, obviously the optical link wasn't working properly, so that's now working fine. And everything then runs through a Sony boombox that I had when I was a kid from the late 80s. Both of them are linked through to phone. Each one's connected to a phono port, which is split, so everything can run through in stereo. So looking forward now to getting some mini discs recorded. So I've got a big stack of all these that are blank now, which I can use. So hopefully when I'm working in here in the next few weeks, I'll get a load more recorded for my commutes to the office. Hope that was useful. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Cheers.